Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing today? Christmas movie review time. And this video uh, dedicated to Granny Monster, who did a bunch of Christmas movie shorts that she had on her channel, and also to How a Cat for mentioning a movie that I found out about originally on Inside Edition, Christmas Chronicles on Netflix, which has Kurt Russell playing Santa Claus. And that's the one I'm going to mention first. I'm going to review first, and then I'll do the Granny Monster stuff. Um, I found out about this movie on Inside Edition. They did a story about, like, so like there's like 88 Christmas movies being made this season, which is wow. It's kind of blows you away. And then it said like alone the Hallmark Channel is doing 22 Christmas movies, and Lifetime's doing 18. And then they mentioned Netflix Christmas Chronicles with Kurt Russell playing Santa Claus. And right there, I'm a big Kurt Russell fan. And they said it's already had. Now, this was a week and a half ago. And it said it's only got like 20 million views so far. And I didn't know about the movie. And I was going to watch it last weekend. I wasn't able to because, I don't know, I watched some other movies. I didn't have time to watch that one, sadly. And then Howie Cat mentioned how much he liked it on Movies, Food, and Metal. And I said, I got to figure out how to watch it. Because I've been wanting to see it. And the weird thing is, Inside Edition gave away a spoiler, which I didn't know was a spoiler until I saw the movie. And that's like, it's a shame they did that. I'm not going to say what it was. But, I mean, the younger kids watching the movie wouldn't get it. I know I didn't. Some of the older people watch it. Cause I mean, I think it caters to everybody. It's suitable for the whole family. I know they go do the TV ratings. I don't think they submit the movies to MPAA, but it would have gotten a PG rating for like thematic elements and like some slapstick. And they do say one swear. They say "damn" in it. But aside from that, really clean. And it starts off with this one family, and they show them celebrating Christmas, and then, fast forward a couple of years, and their father tragically passed away, and it's just like the mother raising a older brother, younger daughter, brother and sister, and she's leaving to. I think she's a nurse. And nurses have crazy schedules. I know my sister's a nurse, and she has a crazy schedule. And she says, "Well, I'm leaving. It's Christmas Eve. Well, I got to go. The emergency room never stops having people. They need me." It just says, "Watch your sister and make sure everything's all right." And before in the movie, this I kind of skipped ahead a little bit. The younger sister, like she's still using a video camera. And actually, she followed her brother, him not knowing, showed him with some kid stealing a car. And, it's not good. And he's like 15. I think she's maybe 8, maybe. And she was doing, she filmed like a letter to Santa, a video letter. And, they go through a bunch of things. It's the kid, brother-sister dynamic. And the brother's picking on the sister some. And it kind of hit home in a little bit because I know, my sister and I used to fight when we were kids growing up, and I just makes me feel kind of guilty. I wish I was a better brother. And she said, I talked to my sister about this, and she said I am a good brother. And you see how loving the sister is in the relationship, even though they both fight back and forth. Well, anyways, the mother leaves Christmas Eve, and she says, "Well, let's set up a Christmas camera, see if we can catch Santa." I was like, "Oh, I don't want to do it so lame." The kid did. And then they did, and they set up like a thing, a trap or something like that. And I think they fall asleep, and they actually hear something happening. They actually see Santa. And they actually go out and see a sleigh with a reindeer, and they go on board. And they stow away aboard the sleigh. And then it goes off, this sleigh goes off, and, Santa Claus right there, and then he didn't see the kids, and all of a sudden they see, and then they all freak out, and then the sleigh crashes. He loses the presents and all this other stuff, and they have to try to save Christmas. And I don't want to give anything else away. A lot of stuff happens. It's absolutely fantastic. I know people are talking about how great Kurt Russell is, and he's fantastic. I know how I kept mentioning he nailed it. He completely did. But also the brother and sister were great. Everybody was great in the movie. And the one thing about it is Kurt Russell's a great actor. He's one of my favorite actors, and he's good in even bad movies like Captain Ron. Where it was weird, where I think he played Martin Short was. I think Martin Short played it straight, and he played a goofy. I think I can't remember. I only saw it once. I didn't like it, but Kurt Russell was very good in it. And I think it's I think it's an absolutely fantastic movie. I know Joyce Kohaywick. I'll never forget this on Hot Ticket. This was I think they were in a movie called Dark Blue. Kurt Russell back in early 2000, and then Joyce Kohaywick. I'll never forget it. She said, "I keep forgetting what a great actor Kurt Russell is." You should never forget that. He's a fantastic. You should know that already. He's good in everything. Even Ben Stein used to have a interview show on Comedy Central, I think, and he said he was recommending the movie Soldier. This was a long time ago, and he said, "Yeah, Kurt Russell's good in everything." I agree. I mean, it's a fantastic movie. It's a lot of fun. It's suitable for the whole family. I have nothing but good things to say about it. It's absolutely fantastic. Everything's good about it. I mean, because I think a lot of these new networks, a lot of the networks are trying to make the new Christmas classic, just like people are trying to do like the next big Christmas song, like Mariah Carey's song, "All I Want for Christmas," and that's that was back in the early '90s, and that's a huge hit. Well, I think people want a new Christmas classic like Christmas Story or something like that. When that happened, I don't know, but the Christmas Chronicle is a big hit right now on Netflix. I know that. And it's absolutely fantastic. I give it a 10 out of 10. And keeping up with the Christmas movies, I want to talk about these short films from the 50s and maybe 60s. I'm not sure the exact dates. And some earlier than that Granny Monster did. And Granny Monster's really been using a premiere feature on her channel. And she's premiering these things, including some cartoons. Now, the cartoons are from like the 30s or 40s, I think. And those are the really silly black and white cartoons that I remember they used to have. I mean, back in the 80s, they used to have a lot. They used to, on afternoons when you go home from school, the station used to show a lot of cartoons and stuff like that. It was fantastic. They had like He-Man and Transformers. This is before Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The cartoon for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles came out when I was in Germany. But they had those. They had ABC was running like Tom and Jerry ones that like local broadcasting. Tom and Jerry ones. They had a whole bunch of those, and they had Looney Tunes, and they would show. Usually they'd show 3 within a half-hour time span, and they show like old black and white Porky Pig, and those were so silly, and that's what these two cartoons are. The first one is I want to do a review of each little subject. Was Big Man from the North. I think this was, they said it was Looney Tunes. I think it might have been a character called Beans. And it's really funny and very silly. I liked it. It's really silly and funny. I give that 10 out of 10. Granny Monster put that on there. And I mean, the videos didn't do real well, but they're good videos. The next, okay. Oh, she has the dates. That's cool. Yeah, Big Man from the North is 1931. Dang. I thought it was an old one. And it's really funny. 10 out of 10. It made me laugh. Next is the Snowman from 1940. And it went in a very different direction. It showed like, this one place building a snowman. Then the snowman comes to life, and the snowman is like a monster, like a Frankenstein monster. Well, not scary, but I mean, you know what I mean? He's scary in the cartoon. The other animals are. It's really clever and creative. I like that a lot. That's a 10 out of 10. Fantastic. Next, and what got my attention was she had a video of the Christmas Carol that was read by Vincent Price. one of my favorite actors of all time in horror films and whatever. You know, Vincent Price has a very recognizable voice. Just like Boris Karloff did. And you remember Boris Karloff did voice work for, like, I think he did voice work for Mad Monster Party. And of course, he did voice work for The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. And he told his wife that Grinch Who Stole Christmas was the best work he ever did. And I actually saw that on NBC because I remember, I don't know what the deal is with the stations, because The Grinch Who Stole Christmas used to always be shown on CBS. And for whatever reason, it got shown on NBC. And then they had like I didn't see the new Grinch movie. And they had like a short subject, which I really liked. That was really good. And I think they showed the Jim Carrey one, but I seen the Jim Carrey one last Christmas when we first started getting that major snowstorm. We ended up getting like 3 feet of snow in like 2 days. It sucked. That was really, we got slammed hard. But The Grinch Stole Christmas is a 10 out, of course. That's a classic I remember from when I was little. And Vincent Price had the perfect voice. Like he did, he was in a Disney movie playing Professor Ratigan in Great Mouse Detective, which was fantastic. And he does the voice work in this, and it's like, and I'll be honest, the copy she has, because I looked, because I seemed like, because someone said that it looked like there was something missing. She said it was probably edited. So I looked for a longer print, and there's like one that's like an hour long, but it's bogus because it has the whole thing, and then it starts off showing it again for extra time. I don't know why. And I think it's like a TV story that they did, and he actually told a little more information about what Charles Dickens said in his book, which is really fascinating. And the story, I mean, we've heard the story a lot before, but it's very entertaining. It moves really quickly. It's very fast paced, I mean, but it's a lot of fun. And, I mean, you hear, like, they might have used more of the dialogue from the book, the source material, back then. And it's absolutely wonderful. I get a 10 out of 10. Once again, doing another 10 out of 10. So that's another one Granny Monster did. And then the last one that I want to mention, Granny Monster post, she put something, I saw a version that's like 3 minutes longer called Our First Christmas Tree. And back then they had so many different shows. There was something called Crossroads. And I guess it was supposed to be a religious show, and they said like Crossroads is about like clergy members and stuff like that. And like, oh, they're in like put in situations where I don't know, they're at a crossroads. They have to figure out what to do. That's the perfect name for it. I saw the Crossroads movie with Ralph Macchio a long time. I only saw it once. That's a good movie. That has nothing to do with this video, though. It involved the first Christmas tree back in 18-something. I guess this one clergy member moved from the old country. I don't know exactly what the old country is. He just said old country, but I'm not sure exactly what they were referencing. They were talking. I always had a Christmas tree. And he never had one in church services in the States. And I can't remember, he's in Ohio, Cincinnati, Ohio, but this is back in 18-something. You know, and he had a church, and he was like the man, and then he made a Christmas tree, and all the kids loved it, and were dancing around a Christmas tree. And the other members of the church were mad. And he said, it's paganism, the kids are dancing around the tree, they're having fun, you're not supposed to have fun, it's church. Sound like my grandmother. You're not going to have any fun, it's church, serious. You're not allowed to have fun anymore. You can't be a kid. You can't have fun. You have to be miserable like I am. And that's how, I remember we used to go to St. Lawrence Catholic Church in Albion. I did that video from St. Lawrence Center. Yeah, I remember there was, he went on Sunday, my grandmother was down, my mother and dad and me and my sister, and they had an Irish priest filling in for, it wasn't Father Daly, it was some other, I can't remember the other guy's name. And he was doing a sermon, and he was telling jokes the whole time. And my dad said, boy, I had a lot of fun. That was very entertaining. And I loved it, too. And my grandma was like, that was the worst service I ever saw. You're not supposed to have church. You're not supposed to have fun in church. It's supposed to be awful. It's supposed to be miserable. You're supposed to suffer. And That's just the way it was. I mean, and so I mean, the townsfolk. He had to fight with the townsfolk to try to get the tree there, and they wanted to burn it down. And then the kids were putting like he said they had a thing where the kid would put lit candles in the tree, so the tree probably would burn down anyways. That seemed like a safety hazard right there. Now the church would. I mean, I don't want to give away anymore, but it's very entertaining and very thought provoking too. I don't watch a lot of religious shows, but it's pretty good. I mean, back then they did a show for everything, and the westerns were so popular. They're not that popular now, but they had westerns all the time back then. Probably like 52 westerns or something like that, including Gunsmoke. Probably the longest running western. It's not the longest running series of all time. I think The Simpsons is now the longest running western of all time. So I give it a 10 out of 10. It's a lot of fun. I hope you all enjoyed this Christmas movie and short subject review. I'm just going to mention like the review of Christmas Chronicles because that's the big one. And then the Granny, I almost said Granny Smith. I'm sorry, Granny Monster stuff is after it. But I mean, shouts to Howie Cat for mentioning again on Movies, Food, and Metal. But I did find out about it on Inside Edition. Now, I'm subscribed to Netflix, but I don't think I saw the trailer for it because they have a lot of stuff on the subscription feed. I missed some stuff, and then I guess Agrasutko is supposed to have something coming up December 20th episode called "We Wish You a Metal Christmas." Got to watch that too. I remember I watched that Santa Claus documentary with Mick Foley in it. Some of it I liked, some of it I didn't like on that one, but that was different. So I hope you like this Christmas movie review. And until next time, bye, please. Take care, my legion. Now, like I said, at the time, Chris Chronicles had like 20 million views. I'm sure it had probably double or triple that right now. That's pretty good for Netflix. All right, take care.